It's June 18th, 2026. Welcome to yes2hellwith.com. Listen to these quotes. No state shall convert a liberty into a license and charge a fee therefor. Commonly attributed to Murdoch versus Pennsylvania. The second quote, if the state converts a right into a privilege, the citizen can ignore the license and fee and engage in the right with impunity. And this is commonly attributed to Shuttlesworth versus City of Birmingham. If you have spent any time studying liberty, constitutional law, government authority, the right to travel, licensing permits, or individual rights, there is a good chance you have encountered one or both of these statements. They appear in books, videos, websites, social media posts. They are often presented as though they settle every question involving government authority and freedom. Many people read them, repeat them, rely upon them, but very few people stop to ask the most important question. Are the quotes real, and what did the court actually decide? Because a court case is not a quote. A court case is a dispute with facts, evidence, legal questions, and competing arguments. And ultimately, it involves a holding that applies to a particular set of circumstances. Yet many people never read beyond the quote itself. Consider Murdoch versus Pennsylvania. People hear the statement, no state shall convert a liberty into a license and charge a fee therefor. They immediately conclude that every license is unlawful, every permit is unlawful, every fee is unlawful, and every government requirement must therefore be valid. But Murdoch was not a case about every license. It was not a case about every permit. It was not a case about every interaction between citizen and government. The court was addressing a specific ordinance imposed upon Jehovah's Witnesses engaged in religious evangelism and the distribution of religious literature. The facts and issues mattered. The constitutional question mattered. The holding mattered. Now consider Shuttlesworth versus City of Birmingham. People hear, if the state converts a right into a privilege, the citizen can ignore the license and fee and engage in the right with impunity. Now, many immediately assume the matter is settled, the case is closed, and there's nothing more to learn or understand. Yet Shuttlesworth involved a specific parade permit ordinance. It involved specific facts and a prior restraint. It involved First Amendment issues. It involved the scope of government discretion. Again, the facts mattered. The issue mattered. The holding mattered. And that is where most people make a critical mistake. They begin with a quote, and they stop with a quote, and they never study the case. The danger is not merely that a quote may be inaccurate. The danger is not merely that a quote may be inaccurate. The danger is that a quote may be accepted as complete. The danger is believing that one sentence can substitute for understanding. Imagine reading a single sentence from a contract and believing you understand the entire agreement. Imagine reading one paragraph from a statute and believing you understand the entire law. Imagine hearing one witness in a trial and believing you know the whole story. You would never do that. Yet people do it every day with court opinions. The real value of a case is not found in a memorable sentence. The real value is found in understanding what are the facts, what question was before the court, what authority was being exercised, what constitutional issue existed, what reasoning did the court employ, what exactly was the holding, and how does that holding apply or not to your circumstances. A person who relies on quotations alone becomes vulnerable. A person who understands the case becomes dangerous, because understanding allows you to distinguish between appearance and reality, between slogans and substance, between assumptions and proof, between rhetoric and law. The proper question is not what quote supports my position. The proper question is, what did the court actually decide? Why? And how does that decision apply to my facts? Because liberty is not protected by slogans. Liberty is not protected by isolated quotations. Liberty is protected by understanding. And as always, may truth reign supreme.